Depending on what text you put into that text to show variable here in our Textbox object, the text you might have seen in our game may have run outside the box. Ours did for sure. That's because this simple function we're using right here, draw text, doesn't take into account things like maximum width or whatnot. It really doesn't have any options. However, there are many other text drawing options in GameMaker Studio 2 that do provide us with more advanced features. So we're going to take advantage of those, but to do so, we need to set up a couple of variables. So make sure you've got your obj Textbox object open and open its create event. Let's add in some new variables here. I'm going to add one called text width, and we'll put in 450. And we'll create another one called line height. And we'll put this at, say, 28. Yours might end up being different depending on how large you made your text, but this is a good place to start. Now let's go back to that draw event. And what we need to do is replace this entire line of text with something new. So I'm going to type draw text. And remember, we have all these extra fancy versions over here. Let's choose draw text ext color. And you can see down here there are quite a lot of arguments. So I'll just fill in these now. X, Y. The next argument is for what to draw. We're going to choose text to show. Remember, these are case sensitive when you type in a variable. So as I just did there, if you get the case wrong, it doesn't work. So you have to be careful. The next argument is for separation, or the separation between lines, and that's where our line height variable comes in. The next argument is width, which is text width. And then you'll see there are 4 color options here. You can actually play around by putting in different colors in each of these and just see what happens to the text. I'm just going to make mine all black, but feel free to play around here. And the last one is something called alpha. We'll deal with this a little bit more later on. So just type in 1 for now. With that done, let's go ahead and run the game again. Oh, one last thing. We've set our color here in draw text ext color, which means we don't need this line because we were taking care of it down below. So you can go ahead and delete that draw set color line. Now let's run our game and see what's up. We can see that the text is being displayed like before, but now it has a maximum width, so it's not running outside of the text box. There's also that space between the lines. If you write a much larger string, it should generally stay within the text box now. If you don't like your font choice or the spacing, you can always adjust those with the variables that we just created. But when you're done, you can go ahead and close the window, and let's move on. In the Textbox object, you can go to Create, and you can adjust these variables. Change the text width variable to either increase the width or decrease it, and change this to increase the space or decrease it between the lines of text.